The Roth IRA is my favorite type of retirement vehicle and my favorite type of IRA. I am a Roth lover. I've written a book on the Roth IRA specifically called In God We Trust and Roth We Prosper. All my retirement money is based off the Roth IRA. My kids, all their retirement money is in a Roth IRA. Same with my wife. I max out my 401k in Roth. I max out my IRA in Roth. There are a lot of benefits to the Roth IRA, which I'll talk about. The Roth IRA is actually relatively new. It was came into being in 1997 for Senator Roth. And really what it was is a way, there's different reasons and different thoughts of why the Roth IRA came into play. Number one, people thought it was a better incentive for people to save because even though the pre-tax IRA gives you the tax deduction up front, what happens is when you hit 70 and a half, you got to take requirement minimum distributions, which is at least 3 or 4%, the value of your IRA, and pay tax on that income. So the Roth IRA incentivizes people to say, hey, you may not get a tax deduction now, but if you hold this money till at least 59 and a half, and the Roth's been open 5 years, you never pay tax again on that income, which is relatively amazing and super exciting, and which is the power of the Roth. So one camp says, well, the reason it was set up is to get more people to save because there are people out there that didn't love the fact that although you got a deduction for the pre-tax IRA, you have to pay tax on the deduction on the distributions, and you have to take requirement minimum distributions at 70. So with the Roth IRA, as long as you're 59 and a half, Roth IRA has been open at least 5 years, you never pay tax on that income, and there's no RMDs. You can pass the money to your spouse tax-free, and it can go to your kids tax-free. Your kids do have to take distributions, requirement on distributions. They would be tax-free as well. So it's a nice way to pass wealth along to your children as well. With the estate tax increase up to over 11 million, most people won't have their IRAs part of the estate tax. So pretty exciting stuff. The second camp that talks about why was the Roth IRA created was a revenue boost. So what is that? Why does the government actually like Roth IRAs? I mean, Obama was a big Roth IRA. There's talk about Rothicizing IRAs, making everything a Roth IRA. But I just said the Roth IRAs help the taxpayer. Why would the IRS want us to have Roth IRAs? Well, it's a good question, and it shows how backwards government is. Because government thinks short term. They think 4 years, 8 years. They think budget. So they say, okay. And I had this argument with a bunch of IRS agents in DC, and I said, it doesn't make sense. You guys are promoting and helping us. You're not helping you guys. I'm going to grow my retirement money tax-free. I'm going to have enormous wealth, and I'm never going to pay tax on that money. You're letting me do that. And they say, exactly, we are. But when you contribute that IRA, you're not getting the tax deduction. I say, okay, that's fine. I put in $5,500, pay about 35% tax. So maybe I save $1,500. If I did an IRA pre-tax, I'd probably get a benefit of a $1,500 tax deduction when you look at everything. I'll live without that because I want all my money to grow tax-free. I'm going to hit home run. So $1,500 versus maybe a few hundred grand tax-free, I think I win. They say, yeah, you do win, but we win too because we're looking at our budget. And for every American that takes that $5,500 or that $1,000 tax deduction, we're getting less tax revenue. And we don't really care what's going to happen in 20 or 30 or 40 years because we're not going to be here. And maybe cryptocurrency will be there'll be no dollars. Maybe we won't have a tax system. Maybe the tax rate will be 1%. We don't know and we don't care. Our job is to worry for the next 4 years. So the Roth IRA helps us because you're not going to get a tax deduction. We're going to get full tax revenue. We're going to have more tax revenue. We're going to be able to do more stuff. We could maybe offer more tax breaks. We can build more schools or roads. We win. And we win too. Taxpayers win too because you lose that tax deduction now, which the government's happy you're losing, but you hit the home run down the road because all your money is tax-free. So the key is 5 years, 59 and a half. Keep it open. No requirement of distributions. You're going to win. You just got to stay with the process. Keep contributing as much as you can. There's something I do want to say is there are thresholds to Roth IRAs. So if you make more than I believe it's 198,000 if you're a couple filing jointly, you are not able to do a Roth IRA, okay? But there's always a circumvent. There's always a way around it. How do you get around it? The way to get around it is something called a backdoor Roth. And there's another video in the IRA Center on backdoor Roth IRAs, but basically what that means is you make an after-tax IRA contribution, so you don't get a tax deduction, and then you just immediately convert to Roth. Some people say it violates a step transaction, the IRS is going to block it or lock this down. Well, they haven't, they know about it, they've known about it since 2010. What happened is prior to 2010, you couldn't do a conversion if you were above a certain threshold. But in 08, we know there was a financial meltdown, we know the government, Congress, Treasury needed money. They said, well, one way of getting money is let everyone do conversions. So we're going to remove the threshold. So everyone's going to convert. In fact, we're going to let you pay over 2 years, 2010, because we need your money. So a lot of people did conversions. The 2-year rule changed. Now you have to pay in 1 year, but they left open the threshold, so anyone can convert. So what people do is they take a $5,500 or $1,000, whatever your IRA contribution is. You do it in after tax. You just convert to Roth. And if you don't have any other pre-tax IRAs, it's immediate conversion, dollar for dollar, no tax anyways, and now you have a Roth. It's called a backdoor. One thing to consider is if you have other IRAs, let's say you're contributing $5,500, all of that $5,500 may not go to Roth because there's a pro rata formula which requires you to multiply the $5,500 by the other pre-tax IRAs, and only a small portion will be able to be converted tax-free to Roth. So it's something to keep in mind. I've written some articles on Forbes on this. There's some info also on the IRA Center on this, but just be careful if you have other pre-tax IRAs and you want to do a backdoor Roth, just be careful about the fact that all of that conversion may not be tax-free to the Roth. Some of it may be staying in a pre-tax or non-Roth account. Overall, again, I'm a big lover of the Roth IRA. I've written a book on it. It's something that I think more people should be doing. The IRS wants us to do it. Congress wants us to do it. We should be doing it. They're pushing us in the right direction. They're giving us the golden path. Just need to follow it and stay on the road and keep to the process, trust the process, and you will be Roth made millionaires when you retire. That I can almost